So, greetings once again. Welcome to our Consciousness Study class. This is our Kiswahili class, where we meet every Tuesday to learn Kiswahili language, just for the purpose of a Pan-African goal, to help Pan-Africans and Africans, both in the continent and outside the continent, to have a mastery of this language. And Swahili is actually the future language that can unify Africa beyond the so-called tribal or ethnical or national languages. Even in Africa today, we know very well that the whole of the continent is still not united in regards to the language. We have Francophone, Anglophone, and those phones, which we wish to actually do away with so that we have the Swahili. So the whole Africa can be Swahili phone, if that need to be, so that we can basically communicate. Because language barrier hinders a lot. So you can be in a market, you want to buy something, but you cannot trade, basically, because there's language barrier. So this is what we intend to do as a class, try to bridge that gap on the language barrier so that we can actually have together a continent that is more united and united by language. Just as the same words of Ngugi wa Thiong'o that I always keep remembering. Ngugi wa Thiong'o says that language is a carrier of culture. Language is a carrier of culture. So the more you embrace the language, the more you embrace the culture of that community or that society. So it's high time that we actually embrace Swahili language for the purpose of also embracing the Swahili or African culture. Swahili is basically more linked to African culture. So that's why we meet and discuss this every day. So once again, habari yako, ndugu Glenn and dada Valerie, niko salama? Hello, hujambo?
Si jambo.
Hello, Glenn, hujambo?
Habari.
Nzuri sana, uko salama?
Say again. Kalango.
Uko salama? That will be a tall order to you. But to read there when you start learning the vocabularies for greetings. For example, if I ask you uko salama.
I'm doing jambo.
Yeah, jambo. When you say jambo, we say mzuri sana. But when somebody say uko salama, this is a question.
Salama wewe.
No, uko salama, we say niko salama.
Nipo salama.
Yeah, uko salama. Are you okay? Then you say niko salama. I'm okay.
Nipo salama. Okay.
Me?
I thought everyone say pa.
No, poa is for the word mambo. Mambo is also another greeting. Say mambo, then you answer poa. Now that's also a greeting. Mambo is hey. It's like saying hey.
Okay.
Mambo, poa. But we also another one if you're saying ujambo, which is more formal. It's rare to find people saying ujambo. But I think in coastal part where you stay, you'll find people saying hujambo. Then they'll be saying, because that's like a question, hujambo, and they'll say si jambo. But if somebody actually will be meeting you on Valerie, so the two of you, the person will not say hujambo again. He will say hamjambo, because you are no more than one. It's hamjambo.
Okay, yeah.
Hamjambo, because it's two of you. Then you'll answer hatujambo. Two is us, hatujambo. So hamjambo or hatujambo?
Hatujambo.
Yeah, hujambo, si jambo. That's singular. But if you are two, they'll tell you hamjambo. Then you say hatujambo. Then you say, so there's uko salama. There's still also some other greetings that Swahili has so many greetings. So there are other
Mm.
greetings that are now meant for time. There are greetings for the morning now. You see, all these greetings don't have time frame. Like uko salama, niko salama. That's just, are you okay? I'm okay. Mambo, anything or how or what's going on or what's up is mambo, and you say poa, good. Hujambo, that's more of now formal meetings, formal greetings. Say hujambo, and then you say sijambo.
Mm.
Then
Salamo is
yes,
Salamo is greetings.
Mm.
salama.
Mm.
Yeah, salama means good.
I thought it meant greeting.
Salama. No, greeting is salamu.
Salam.
Salam.
Salamu is greetings, while
Yeah,
salama is food.
that's what I said. Salamo. Salama? Salamu.
You said salam.
Salamu.
Now, salamu is greetings, while salamu
Mm.
is good,
Salama is good. Ah,
which means,
okay.
okay, it's not greetings in the name of somebody saying greetings. You see, in English, when you say greetings, basically you connote the aspect of somebody greeting you, saying greetings, brother. Then you say greetings. No, that salamu doesn't mean that greetings in the form of doing like somebody asking you greetings rather than say I'm greetings or greetings kaka, you say greetings. Here salamu means type of greeting. So here greeting here is a noun. Are we together?
Mm. Yeah.
Like you say, how many types of greetings do you have? You have morning greetings, evening greetings, night greetings, you see?
Mhm.
Now, if you take greetings in that meaning, then that is what it means by salamu. So we'll ask you, salamu, how many salamos do you have? We have morning salamu, you see, evening salamu, night salamu. Those are greetings. But English have the word greetings. That's now what they like. The word hujambo means greetings. Now, hujambo is now greetings, which you answer greetings, brother. Hujambo, sijambo. Those are now greetings. So there's in the word greeting, where greeting means types of either knowing on how somebody is faring on or asking somebody about their welfare. It's called greetings. Now that in Swahili is called salam. Well, salama is part of when you tell somebody I'm okay, niko salama. Niko salama means good.
Very good.
Yes. So Kiswahili does not have a clear word for direct, like English use greetings, both as to mean that somebody is greeting you by saying greetings, or basically it also means it's type of knowing on how somebody's going on. So you can say you have morning greetings, evening greetings, or night greetings. Now, if it is in that direction, then that is, if you are referring to greetings based on which types of greetings, that in Swahili will be called salam. Or English, they will use some simple word, like for example, they say pokea salam. Pokea salam. So here they use salam, they don't say salam, pokea salam, which means receive greetings, receive greetings.
Mm. Yeah, there's so many different ways to say it.
Yeah, pokea salam, receive greetings. So that's basically what it is. English have limited or less informal greetings. English will just say, oh, but English still have some, like saying, hi, how are you? How are you going on? Or how are you doing? What's going on? You see, those are types of greetings for somebody trying to know what's going on. What's going on? How are you doing? You see? Apart from the usual one of saying good morning, good evening, good night, you see? Now, this aspect of somebody telling you, hey, how are you? What's going on? How are you faring on? Those are still part of greetings, or part of somebody inquiring to know what's going on with your affairs, or how are you going on or faring on. We had to start with that, but we'll reach in our lessons where we'll be dealing with greetings as well, various types of greetings. But today, permit me to go straight to this chart right here, which will be
Right.
for today. So our interest for today is this chart here. Basically, whatever is covered here, we have covered it somehow. Remember when we were talking about viambishi?
Yeah.
Viambishi, what is kiambishi? Remember?
Yeah. Viambishi is the comes before a verb.
No, they are
It's a
prefix
word that
or
comes
suffix.
before a verb.
They are prefix or suffix.
Peace, homeboy. Hello?
Yes, Mr. William.
Hey, homeboy, what's happening?
So welcome. Oh, sorry. Welcome, Brother Sadiki and Sister Ida. Nice to have you around. We were waiting for some time, but it's now pleasure to see you two also joining us.
Thank you.
Black. Peace,
Salama.
thank you.
Uh,
Salama, asante.
you already grasped the salama aspect. So
And deal.
yeah.
Deal.
Okay. So previously we've been focusing on the prefix. We started with the pronouns. In fact, we started earlier with what we call the vowels and the consonants. We moved into what we call the syllables. Syllabi. Remember when we look at cha, ba, when we're talking of the syllabi, the ba, the cha. So those are syllables, which are made up of actually vowels or consonants, which are the sounds. So we're having the vowels like I, E, E, O, and U, and so many consonants. So we came from here. From here, and then we moved to, after the syllables, we now moved to actually trying now to look at the, what we call the pronouns. And the pronouns, we looked at the one like mimi, which means me, wewe, which means you. Then there's the yeye, which means him or her, pronouns. So in plural, we had actually the plural of the word mimi was sisi. If you can remember, we did this. Yeye, wewe was nyinyi. Then yeye was wow. These were the plurals of the pronouns. From pronouns, we move ahead a bit now, look at prefix. What we now call in Swahili viambishi or kiambishi. And prefix actually, let us look at, prefix exists before noun or before verbs. These are accompanying words that are accompany verbs. So we had something like a word like nilisoma, tulisoma, those words that come before. Because, for example, we looked up there when we had the words like the main verb. If you look at the pronouns or the prefix, which is called kiambishi, you must look at the verbs because prefix exists with the verbs. So we look at keyword verbs, and this is where we are going to, as we look my chart here, where we have the first person singular and first person plural. In the tenses, for example, if you check my first chart here, and I'm trying to move to my chart, somewhere where we have the first chart up. Are you able to see my chart where we have first person singular, first person pronoun, then Swahili English, like the word I read a book.
Yeah.
The first one.
Nilisoma
Nilisoma kitabu. Are you seeing that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so here is where we want to drive verbs a bit. For example, I want to attach the prefix. The word soma is the main verb here. In this word, for example, in this word nilisoma. So we have nilisoma kitabu. So we are starting now to make simple sentences. We are building a block of a sentence. So we are making simple sentences. So for example, in this word nilisoma kitabu, we find that the main verb here is soma. This is the main verb. Therefore, anything that is attached to this verb is a prefix. And can you identify prefix in that word, Nilisoma? Which means the prefix will be?
Nearly.
Yeah, the prefix is nearly. So nearly are prefixes that come before the word soma. If you look at the word soma. So nearly are the prefixes here that come before the word soma. And in this case, this nearly has a prefix that represents the pronoun here, the word ni. Ni means me. So here is a prefix that replaces the word mimi in this word nilisoma. So instead of using the mimi, which is the pronoun for myself, now you remove mimi and replace the word ni. So you don't say mimi nilisoma, which is me, me I read. So you see, you repeat me and I. So to avoid that repetition of me and I, now you bring the word nili. So me here starts like I. In that case, then me act as a prefix, which is the subject prefix. So me here in this prefix represent me. And there's the word li. Li here is a tense. And in this case, it is the past tense. So nili, the word nili are prefixes because they come before the main verb called soma. Together they make a word called nili soma. The me in this word is a pronoun, and the li in this word is a tense. For the word to be proper, you have to have both the pronoun and the tense. For example, I say, I read a book, as you're seeing it in this English version. I read. So English, fortunately, when you want to refer to reading as the past tense and present tense, it doesn't change. Is that correct? Are we together?
Yeah, we're here.
I'm coming here to ask this question. You see the word where I'm trying to highlight, but it's not coming out with the right color. Let me check the right color that's coming. Okay, let me just draw it. Now, what I'm trying to draw here in the blue text where we have the word read. So is I read a book. In this format in English, you might not know which tense it is, because read is read. English used read, which is R-E-D, both in present and past tense. Are we together there? The word read in English, it both stands for present tense, which if it's present tense, you add the word I'm reading, you put it reading. That's now present continuous, but present tense is read. Present continuous is reading. It's continuous. Are we together there?
Okay. Yeah.
Because if you have to teach Swahili, you have to teach English with this as well, so that you can easily make some relevance in Swahili. Now, how about if you read a book in the past tense, like the reading is done, what will you use in English? You see, when you're pronouncing it, you say, I read. I read. But you can't write that I read, R-E-D, to mean that the book you are reading a book. This is not grammatically correct in English. You can't say, I read a book. Is that correct?
Well, you can say I read a book, R-E-A-D, or I was reading.
Now get the difference. Get the difference. In the pronunciation, it comes out as read. While in the writing, you don't write read, you write read of R-E-D. Is that correct?
Okay.
That's the usual.
You can write read. You can write read. I read a book.
You can write
R-E-A-D.
R-E-D.
It's R-E-A-D. The same.
Yes,
it's not R-E-D. R-E-D is a color.
Yes. So that's what I want to tell you is what's lacking in English. So English tends to merge the past and present together by using in terms. You understand it, sister?
Yeah, it can do. It can past and present. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
You just have to understand what they're saying. Yep, yep.
Yeah, so it makes the past and the present together in writing, but not in pronunciation. Because in pronunciation, you can say, I read a book every morning, or I'm reading a book. That's in pronunciation. I read a book. In that aspect,
I am reading a book every morning.
Yeah, you can say, I read a book, or I am reading a book. When you say, I am reading, that is already the future, the continuous tense. So it's past, is what you call present continuous. You read now and you continuously read. So you say, I am reading, which means the action is continuous.
Yeah, yeah.
Correct. Now, when you read a book in some minutes ago or some days ago, you won't pronounce it as saying, I read a book yesterday. You basically say in your pronunciation that I read a book. Read a book. If you were to write that pronunciation, it could be R-E-D. Writing,
no, it wouldn't.
No, it always has the A. Always has the A in it.
That's what I'm saying. In writing of a past event, you'll still use the letters or the spelling of a present event, which is R-E-D.
R-E-I-D.
Yeah, while in pronunciation, if you are pronouncing that you did an action before, you'll say read, not I read a book yesterday. You say I read. So that's where English is lacking in terms of reading. In Kiswahili, they have to correct now the tenses. They actually factor in the tenses, and the writing will be different. Let me show you how. Let me try to clear my screen a bit. I'm trying to minimize the screen, but you can be able to expand it so that I can have enough space to do the blue writings outside. If I was to have a white wall, I could actually be going virtually, what you call the virtual one. So I put my black wall or the white wall behind here and do the writings as you see. As those other guys are doing tutorial work, but hope we'll reach there as we advance in these lessons. We'll be able to facilitate ourselves enough to have that. Now, I'm still in line with the read and read. Now, in Kiswahili, when I want to say I read a book, which English is putting, for example, I read a book. You see the first example in the chat, in this chat you are seeing here. The first example in the past. Are you seeing where the tenses are written? I don't know which color this is.
I read, blue.
Simply.
No, red in English, red in English is blue, but the first color is
red, green, and blue.
10. There's a column for tense where there's past, present perfect.
Oh, the red for NI. Red and then green and then blue.
Oh, no. The first column, this color is not red. This color is, I know Brother Sadiq knows how to with these colors as well. There's the first colors in the tenses, then purple. You go to Swahili, then you go to English.
Yeah. You got past.
Oh, the tense. The tense is purple, yeah.
Yeah. Now look at the tenses. Look at the tenses. The first one is past tense. You see, it's written past.
Yeah.
And the example in terms of English translation is what? Is I read a book. Is that right?
Yeah.
That's what it
says.
But you know, if it was not indicated a tense there, like now you know it is a past tense. How will you read that English word? It will be
a doing word. I read a book.
No.
I've read. I've read.
Yes, now it will be I read. Because you know now it is a past tense. Are you saying the first column is past?
Yeah.
And now that it is past, you'll read it in English as saying, I read a book. You say, I read a book.
Okay, yeah. That's
because
past,
you know now the tense is past.
But
if you are not to know that the tense is past, you could have still say, I read a book. But the problem is you could still be gambling whether it is grammatically correct. Are you seeing that? But in Kiswahili, now they'll put the word. Can you read that word in Swahili for I read a book?
Nili Suma
Nili.
Kitabu.
Kitabu.
Nilisoma kitabu.
Yeah, the right word is nilisoma. Nilisoma kitabu. Now, there is where the tenses is here in Swahili. Now, in the past tense, Swahili use the word li. Li means in past tense. In present continuous, we use the present perfect, like now, or you've just finished it. The Swahili will use the word me.
Nilisoma.
That is the present perfect. Present perfect means, for example, you are reading. Like you see how it has been translated in English. I have read a book. You not say I have read a book.
At present would be I am reading.
No, there's a present. There's a present perfect. Present perfect. Can you look at the second? Read the second word in English. The first word was I read a book, because you know it's a past tense. Yeah. Can you read the second example in English? It means what?
I have read a book.
I have read a book means that the process or the action of reading has just stopped now. It's not continuing. It's not present. Yeah. It has just
You've
ended.
already
That's
done
why it's
it.
present. That's why it's present perfect.
Okay.
It has just ended.
Okay, right.
So Swahili use the word ni me. The word is me. So look at the third in the present now. In the present, you say, I read a book. Swahili use the present as a word. Yeah, the word is na for present now in Swahili. So na is present tense. And me is perfect, present perfect, which means it's just ended some minutes ago.
Okay.
And the biggest problem is that we are teaching Swahili, but you have to learn English with it in order for us to learn Swahili part of it. Now, let's go to the present continuous. Now, where you're saying, I am reading. Are you seeing that? Now, Swahili now this is why Swahili now also makes the confusion, because Swahili will still maintain the word na for both present tense and present continuous. But now you see, in English, now in the present continuous, now English is introducing the word reading instead of read or read that you have been using all along. Are you seeing that?
Yeah.
So English is saying, I am reading a book now, which means now is a present continuous. But read the example in Kiswahili. Is it different with the present and the present continuous?
No, it's ninasoma, same thing.
Yes. Yes. So Swahili maintain na for both present and present continuous. Are we together there now? Hope you're following it slowly by slowly, because you have to take it very slowly for you to get the grasp the difference here. This is where the gist is. Now let's go to the future. Now the future, English now introduce the word will. English says, I will read a book. So the will means it will happen in future. Now Swahili uses the word ta. Ta to mean future. Any question in these tenses as they have been used in Swahili? Now the words after the red ones in Swahili, that second color is green color. Before we go to the blue color, in the word written in Swahili, the green color. So the green colors represent the tenses in these writings. So the li, the me, the na, and the ta, those are the tenses. So Swahili has only those 4 or 5 tenses. The present tense and the present continuous will always use the word na, N-A. Or the past tense will always use the syllable li, L-I. While the present perfect will always use the word me, not me, me, M-E. Well, the future tense is ta, which is PA. Are we together?
Hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here, you must realize that now when we'll be doing the plural aspect of this, we don't pluralize the tenses. What you pluralize is the pronoun. For example, as I'd said, this word nilisoma kitabu has two parts. In fact, it has three. The first part I said is a pronoun, which is ni. Are we together there? Ni,
Yeah.
I said, is a pronoun. In this case, it's used as a pronoun to represent me. Like the word I in English. I is a pronoun representing the word me. But it's a subject pronoun. Remember when you're having the object and subject? Can you remember that?
Yeah.
When you're discussing object and subject?
In
Now, for
another
example,
lifetime, yes.
now let's come back here. When you say I read a book, who is reading the book? Me. Is that right?
Right, yeah.
It is me reading the book. So instead of putting my name me here, instead of using the word me, I read a book, I have used I to represent me. Are you understanding what I'm trying to drive?
Yeah.
So the same way, me here stands for Mimi. Instead of saying Mimi ninasoma kitabu, I'll say nilisoma. So the ni represent the Mimi here in this sentence. Are we together? Now, so me is myself, Mimi, which means Mimi or me.
Mimi.
English. In English, will be me. That's what ni represent there. Now, when you read the Swahili part of it, before I move to the pronoun part, so the first word is nilisoma kitabu. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sister, can you read the second word on the present perfect?
Nimi
Tuyi.
Soma
So,
Kitabu.
It is not, read the same word, reread it again.
Which one? The Kitabu?
No, the one before kitabu.
Nimi Soma Kitabu.
No, it is not me, it is a man.
Oh, okay, okay, yes, okay.
So it will
Nime
be?
Soma Kitabu. Nime.
Yeah, nimesoma kitabu.
Okay.
Remember, we said the word soma is the main verb here, which means read. That's the main verb. It's the main action taking place here. Read is soma. Now, Brother Glenn, can you read the third word there in the present tense? In Kiswahili.
Nina soma kitabu.
Yes, ninasoma kitabu. And Brother Sadiki, read the following word. It's almost the same, present continuous word in Swahili. Brother Sadiki? Okay. Brother Sadiki, Sister Aida, Sister Valerie, read for us the present continuous word in Swahili.
Ninasoma kitabu.
Yes. Now, Sister Aida, read for us the last word in future tense in Swahili.
Nita Soma Kitabu.
Perfect. Now, that is it. This is in the first person pronoun. We are talking about yourself, me. So we've taken me in all aspects. We're saying, I will read a book, I am reading a book, I've read a book, I read a book. All of that is that what we will discuss in Swahili in the past, present, and future. Now, let's get now to the plural of this. As I've said, when you're moving to the plural, we pluralize what? The pronoun, not the tenses. Are we together there? Now,
Could you repeat that? What we pronoun, not the tenses?
When you're doing a plural, you only pluralize the pronoun because the pronoun is what represents a person.
Okay.
It's only the person that can be many. It can be one person, two people, three people. The past cannot be plural.
The past cannot be plural.
How can you pluralize the past? It's past.
But many people could have been in the past.
Now you pluralize the people, which is the pronoun, many people.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying the plural tackles the pronoun part of the people. It doesn't tackle the past. So it can be many people in the past, but not many past in the people. The past is past. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So the two is many.
Yeah, the two now is many. Now, so the knee, I don't know why this keep bringing this. Okay, the knee here is me, which is singular. Are you together?
Could you point it at which you're talking? For the me.
Now I'm saying the
one.
Me. Are you seeing my blue screen here?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't looking there. Sorry, thank you.
Some of the parts, I'm typing them. So the me here means me, which is singular. Now, two means we.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is not plural.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, there's difference between we and us. What's the difference?
Different. We and
us.
We is more than one and us is many. No? Or the other way round.
Can somebody try that? What's the difference between we and us? There's no difference.
Okay, good. Didn't know if in Swahili it was something. Sorry. We and us, yes. No. Okay, that makes sense.
Something. One is in the subject part, another is in the object part.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing. It's plural of us. It's the plural of one person. Are we? Are we right?
What's the difference between subject and object then?
Subject is when the pronoun start first.
Pronoun start first, okay.
For example, when you say they talked to us, you see, us now becomes the subject, the object, because it's receiving the talk. I think that the talk happened to who? To us. So in this case, us now become the objects. The us now move to an object status.
Oh, okay.
But when you say we talked to, then we here become now the subject. We are the main focus in this sentence. We talked to.
Okay.
When you say they talked to us, the main subject here is the talk. So us now become an object receiving the talk. That's the difference between the object and the subject. Are you together?
Now I understand you. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Subject.
Now,
okay.
two means we. So you'll say, as I've said, you see how it's been written now in the plural part, in the first person plural. So everywhere where there's a me, you replace it with two and retain the same tenses. As I've said, the past and the present tense will not change. The tense will remain the tense. So in singular, in Swahili, we said, in the past tense, we say, nilisoma kitabu. In plural, it will be?
Two.
Yes, read it.
Which one? Which first line, second?
The first line in the past tense,
okay.
I'll say
Tu la soma kitubu. Tu la soma kitibu. Tubu.
Hey, Sister Ida, you need a refresher one. You've actually today mixed everything here.
But the first line, that's what it says. To.
No. You've actually missed your pronunciations as you had to do it before. You are doing it before. Now it's like you pick a cabbage, you put on a beef here, you pick beef here. So you're totally missing your pronunciations.
Okay.
The word is truly.
Oh, I see. Don't break it up. It's because of the colors I was breaking it up.
Now, even if you're breaking it up, it's still a truly, not trula. It is not a lie. It is a li.
Tuli.
Soma.
Tuli soma.
Kitabu.
Kitabu. Okay.
Now you see, you've been bringing words here, and I think it's because you are trying to, your memory try to override it. You don't want to, your memory is like saying you know the word kitabu. But now instead of focusing on the letters, because it's on mind, now the mind just read it and it reads it wrong by saying kitobu. So the eye and the mouth must be focusing the same thing. So that the eye read a ki, a ta, and a bu is kitabu.
Okay.
Yes.
Kitabu. Okay.
Now,
okay.
I'll read the other part of the first person singular, which is nimesoma kitabu. What will be the plural of that, Sister Valerie?
The plural of nimesh.
Nimesoma.
The plural should be tumasoma kitabu.
Yes, nimesoma kitabu. That's the other part, which means that is the present perfect. We have read a book, or we've read a book. So it's the present perfect. Now, the present part will be nimesoma kitabu. What will be the plural of that, Brother Glero? Ninasoma kitabu. Yes, the plural?
Tunasoma?
Yes, kitabu. Yes, that's the plural of it. That's plural. Now let me get to the present continuous. Brother Sadiki, the present continuous in singular part will be ninasoma kitabu. What will it be in plural? Brother Sadiki?
Excuse me. I'll answer for him.
Sorry. Sister Ida, go ahead. It seems that he's having some cough.
Oh, that was me. Sorry. Beg your pardon.
Tunasoma
kitabu.
Perfect. Then the future tense will be nitasoma kitabu. What will be that plural, Sister Valerie?
Tutasoma kitabu.
Perfect. Any question in regards to that?
No.
Are you now understanding? Are you now getting something out of this?
We.
No. We.
Yeah.
So hope you're getting where we are heading with that. Okay. Now let's move ahead. So we've come from the first person, which is me. That's the first person, me. Now we are moving to you. So we are getting to the next chart. Are you seeing where this next chart is written second person singular, second person pronoun? Are you seeing that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Now let's deal with that then. Let me delete that chat again and get back here. Let's deal with that then. Then here we said the first person is me. Which is Mimi. Now the second person is now you, which is Wewe. Are you together? So let's focus on Wewe here. Now in Mimi, which is me, we say that's the pronoun. But if you have to refer it in the prefix of it, the prefix that will represent that pronoun was ni. Remember? Instead of saying instead of saying mimi, you say nina. Instead of saying mimi ninasoma kitabu, you say ninasoma kitabu. To mean it's me reading. Now, the you, which is wewe, its prefix of that pronoun wewe is wu.
Is it Latin?
U. U. Have I lost you?
No.
But does it have something before the u, like su?
No. It
Just
is
u.
u. U is what represents the you. The second person is u. The first person is ni. The first person is ni, which is first. Second one is u. So that's why you'll see all the words in the second person pronoun start with the u. Are you seeing the u? Look at the first sentence. It's saying ulisoma. Are you seeing that?
Yeah.
Kitabu.
Oh, I see. Ulisoma. Okay. Yeah.
This u here is what represents the pronouns you, which is wewe. Now the problem in English also is you is you. Whether it is wewe or it is yeye, it's become you. But in Kiswahili, the u here will represent the you. And remember, we said the next word after the prefix or the pronoun u, the next one will be always the tenses. Are we together? So for example, when you say ulisoma, which means is a past tense, as in English, you read a book. Umesoma, English says you've read a book. Unasoma, you read a book. Unasoma, you are reading a book. Utasoma, you'll read a book. Is there anybody having problem with that part?
No.
No. We are good?
Yep.
Okay. Now, let's get to the plural of this. Remember we said the plural of ni, the first person pronoun is tu. You remember that?
Yeah, the one above, yeah.
Yeah. The plural of ni now become tu. And that's why when we said nilisoma kitabu, we'll say tulisoma kitabu. Nilisoma kitabu means I read a book. Tulisoma kitabu, which means we read a book. Now, look at the second person pronoun, where we are. And that's why I tell you, English also miss it out. You see, English talks of, look at translation, for example, in the past tense. Kiswahili is ulisoma kitabu. That's the first sentence. Which in English means you read a book. Is that correct? Now, the plural of u in English, in Swahili, will be mu.
Muli, okay.
So muli is mu. So mu will be the plural. So mu will always be followed by the tense. So where there is a u, you replace with the m in the plural. Then the rest of the tenses side remain the same. As you say, tenses don't move. You don't change the tenses into plural. You only pluralize the pronoun.
Okay.
Are we together there? Now, are you seeing how the ulisoma now moves to mulisoma? But the problem is English retained the same sentence. Can you check the English in singular aspect and the plural aspect? Is it not the same thing? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Well, Kiswahili is not the same thing. Kiswahili is using u, ulisoma, well, in the plural, it will use mu, mulisoma. It won't still retain the ulisoma. You see? It moves to mulisoma, which means, in the English translation, it means, ulisoma means you read a book. Mulisoma means a group of you, not yourself. Because you read a book, in what I'm trying to imply in Swahili here, which English does not help us imply it directly, is when I say you read a book in the first part of ulisoma kitabu, I mean you yourself. You're alone. That's the singular aspect of it. Are we together?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I say mulisoma, I'm meaning now you and your friends. So you're a group of people. But English will still call you, which in English might mean yourself alone, or you might mean you, maybe two of you. You see, English will still say you. Whether you are two, you are three, you are four, is two of you, three of you, four of you. But Swahili has a way of making that the you we are referring in the second aspect is not one person, is more than one person. And that's why you bring the word mulisoma.
Mm-hmm.
Have I lost you there?
Nope,
And
got you.
that is very important. That's very important for you to understand why the words have not changed in English. It is you read and you read. And that is because English lacks that, something which Swahili has. Swahili has a way to show that you, which is ulisoma, in this aspect means one person. And if you are more than one person, Swahili will say mulisoma. You'll no longer say you again, you say mulisoma. And that aspect means that you are more than one person. English doesn't have a way to differentiate in terms of one person or two people. It will still call them you.
Okay.
Well, I think in English, the you will go to we for
No.
more than one person.
No, it cannot go to we. So
Okay.
we say, here we are using the subject aspect. For example, I'm saying, Sister Ida, you read a book. That is yourself. Is that okay? You are alone.
Uh-huh.
I say you read a book. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Or you are, for example, let's think of it, Sister Ida. You are telling Sister Valerie, you'll be telling Sister Valerie, you read a book. That's what you'll tell Sister Valerie, which means you are referring to Sister Valerie.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
How about when Sister Valerie and Brother Gloria are together and they have read the book? How will you tell them? How will you speak? How will you communicate?
I see what you mean by you read a book. Yeah, okay, okay.
So English
Both,
might end up making you saying, you too read a book. Are you seeing that? You are bringing two word to mean it's plural.
Mm-hmm.
But you're still remaining you are still retaining the word you, which is the pronoun you. No, Swahili doesn't have.
Or you'll put a both be after it. You both read the book.
Yeah, you both read. Now you bring the both.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. In this aspect, now your English is trying to imply that the you we are talking about here now is not one person, it's both. It's two people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it's still retaining the word you.
Mm-hmm.
But Swahili will not retain u. It will move it to m to say mulisoma instead of ulis.
Okay, okay. Okay.
Any question there? Before we try to read the words, I'll be reading the singular part and then you read the plural part. Glenn?
I'm struggling with it, but let's move.
Now, the reason why you're struggling with it is that I'm trying to show you what English misses. Swahili is straightforward. The singular part of the second person pronoun, which is the second person after you, because if you are talking of Gloria, you say me. Then you say Valerie will be you. So you say you, Valerie. But you'll say me, Gleroy, you, Valerie. Are you seeing that, Glenn? So me, Gleroy, is the first person pronoun. You, Valerie, is the second person pronoun. Is that correct? So when you're saying, you're saying, you, Valerie, read a book. So he will say, you read a book, which means ulisoma kitabu. That's what Swahili will say. When you want to mean that Valerie read the book, instead of saying you Valerie read a book or Valerie read a book, you replace the word Valerie by saying you read a book. In this aspect, we are meaning either you're pointing at Valerie by saying you read a book. Is that correct, Elder? In that case, so ulisoma kitabu. Ulisoma kitabu. You read a book. But now you're moving this to plural. It's no longer Valerie alone who read the book. It's Valerie together with the other two sisters. And they are seated together. Now Swahili will say mulisoma instead of now ulisoma. So ulisoma is the singular referring to Valerie alone reading the book. Mulisoma is now Valerie with the sisters around, meaning that they have read the book. So mulisoma kitabu. Are we together up to there, Glenn?
One, it's you. M is more than you.
Elder Glenn?
I'm going to say no.
Now,
No.
as you had said before, the words in red are the pronoun. Are the pronoun. Now the u here in the second person pronoun means you. It doesn't mean now me. It means you. It's not me. It's you. So it stands for the word you, which is ulisoma. You read the book.
Ulisoma.
Ulisoma kitabu, which means you read a book. Are you okay up to that point? By understanding the you?
Yeah, I'm getting the reading, but the past tense and
no, I'd said the past tense should remain the same. Look at even the first person pronoun, the first chapter we talked about.
I see that.
I think it's this second person singular and second person plural. You know,
no. The reason why it's finding it hard to understand the second person plural is English have not changed the structure of the sentence. I think that. And
still
English
says
has
you
not
read a book, but it's milisoma kituba.
More than one. Yeah.
Now, English has not changed the structure of the sentence. But in both of the cases, English also introduced the word in the plural, you both, by bringing both before read. You both read a book. So there ought to be the word both after you read. Or you read a book. Are you together there, Glenn?
In that sense, yes.
But you see, it's not that always you'll mean you both. It's not always. Because, for example, let me say, when you come and find Sister Valerie with a group of women there who have read the book, you just say, you have read the book. But of course, to clearly mean that this you're talking about is more than Valerie, now English will add extra one like saying you both read the book, or the you two of you read the book, something like that. That's what will be common. But now what I'm saying, Swahili now will change it from ulisoma to mulisoma. Of course, this translation in English might not be perfect in this case, but that's always what people do say perfectly. People just say, you read a book. Or you tell them, you go read, like you're telling your class, you go read the book. These are a group of students, not one person, but you're telling them, you go read that book. In this case, unless you bring the word you all, but which is not a math that you say, you tell your class, you all go read the book. When you tell the class, you read that book, in English, automatically, somebody will mean that or will know that you're saying the whole class to go read the book. Is that it, Brother Glenn? That is it. But that is ambiguous. You see? That's ambiguous in Swahili. Because in English, it will be correct by saying, you go read the book. Like you're saying, that class, read the book. Or you go read the book, which means you, all of you. So you in English bring the numbers that makes it plural. That is what sometimes lack. And that's why, in most of the time, when you say you, English also follow up with numbers by saying you two, you both, you 100, you group, you see? To show the plurality of the you here. But that's left for English because that's the mistake they do. But to us in Swahili, just say ulisoma kitabu, and plural will be mulisoma kitabu.
Yeah.
Is that helpful?
Yeah.
Sister Ida?
Yep, yeah, I understand it better. Thank you.
Yes. Ulisoma kitabu, mulisoma kitabu. Now the second one is umesoma kitabu. The plural will be
Mima soma kitabu.
That's what I wanted you to. I wanted to hear how you pronounce it.
Yes, because you know that I want me. Okay, masoma.
No.
Masoma.
The first M is
Masoma.
So you say you'll say me soma.
Soba.
Yeah,
Soma.
soma. Sometimes in your pronunciation, you'll tend to bring a U in between as you pronounce it to help you pronounce it by saying mume soma. Mume.
Yeah.
Yeah, to help you pronounce the M and the M together. So you tend to bring a false U as a vowel to help you read the mu and the me. So you say mume soma. Mume soma.
Okay.
So the word is mume. But when you're doing the writing, you can't bring the U. The U is always the false U in your head that help you read the M and the M as they follow each other. So you say mume soma kitabu.
Soma kitabu.
Yeah, that's the right one. So umesoma kitabu is mmesoma kitabu. Now the other one is the present one is unasoma kitabu. Glenn, what will be the plural of that?
Minisoma.
It's not. It will not be mine. So it will be
Minasoba.
mna.
Minasoba.
No, mna soma.
Munasoba. Soma
Yeah.
kitabu. Munasoba kitabu.
No. Yes, to help you pronounce this and na, you'll always put a mu by saying muna. Munasoma.
Munasoma.
So always try to put a U in your head to help you read the M and N if they follow each other. So it's munasoma kitabu.
Okay.
Are you together there?
Yeah.
Munasoma kitabu. Now the present continuous is unasoma kitabu. Sister Val?
Sorry. Where are we?
The present continuous.
Okay. Nasoma kitabu.
Yeah, munasoma kitabu is the same with the present tense. Now the last part is the future one, which is saying utasoma kitabu.
Mutasoma kitabu.
Perfect, Sister Ida. You've only right. Mutasoma kitabu. Any question there?
No.
Is Brother Sidoke still with us?
I'm not sure. I've been trying to call his name, but I'm not hearing him coming. I know this is the first time in the class. I don't know if he's around really. Brother Sadiki?
Yeah, I'm here. I just, of course, I'm President. I'm always on the move, but I'm here. I'm listening, and
I'm just checking.
I've heard some of my lessons, but I didn't get to the full class like I'm supposed to because I've been on a constant move. My family called me, so I'm listening to my Swahili class. I don't like it, but I'm trying to get. I'm trying. When I get settled over into the studio, I get settled at the studio, it'll be a different story.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, brother
Sadiki.
Okay, it's okay, Karibu. Brother Sadiki has moved to Kenya recently, so he's trying to settle. He's trying to settle in, and that's why I'm telling him he needs to the Swahili match. So we've been working on some studio around here, and I think he's trying to clear up. I've been helping him up and down to try ensure that everything's okay. So
Yeah.
It's moved
And you've been
yes.
you've done a good job. You did an excellent job so far, brother. Appreciate you.
Okay, welcome, brother. Yeah, that's what you have to do.
Exactly.
I know very soon you'll be having now a very comfort next resident. So, Brother Sadiki always refer to himself the kidnapped African, those who are kidnapped from the continent. So he's coming back from the US to, in fact, he has come back from US to Africa and he's settling in Kenya. Just the same way Brother Gleno is now settling in Zanzibar. There's a group of people coming back. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he'll be interacting with Swahili a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, indeed.
Yep. You have to kidnap Swahili, if you can.
Okay.
Yeah. We don't need to kidnap it because it's already in our system. So, all we got to do is learn it and start executing it. But us kidnapped Africans are coming home to be able to be more active.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm slow
to
there.
be more, acclimated to our environment.
So let's bring it towards the end with this part, the last part. This will make it the end of today. There's still a lot we have to continue as we move to the next class. We'll still be focusing on these tenses. So we've done the tenses in the first person pronoun, where the plural, the singular part was ni, like nilisoma kitabu. The plural was tu, like tulisoma kitabu. We've now moved to the second person pronoun in the trying to make a simple sentence. We are now starting to construct some sentence. And the second person pronoun, we've said in singular aspect, the right word is ulisoma, you read. The plural will be ulisoma. So it's u and m. Now, when you move to the third person pronoun, and when I speak to third person pronoun, I've been saying it that in the first person, let me use my left screen now, if it will accept. Now, the left screen will overlap. So let me still use just my right screen, because the left screen will overlap. So let me go to my right screen. Now, in my right screen, if you can see, as we had said, the first person is me, which really say me. This is a pronoun. But the prefix to refer this me will be.
Switch off.
Are you seeing my left screen?
Yeah. You've written it above as well.
Yeah, but I'm saying, I've read the above. But that is the first person. Remember?
Okay.
So when you move to the second person, it is you.
Which is way.
Which is wewe. And its pronoun is u. That's in singular. While it's in its plural, it's m.
Man.
Yeah, in the first ni, its plural is two. So this is the aspect of the first person pronoun. And the second one is the aspect of the second person pronoun. Second person pronoun. Now we are going to the third person. So after me, it is you, and it is. Now English means this. English will say he or she. While Swahili will not say he or she. Swahili will say yeah. Now, let me get back there. So it is he or she, as English try to refer to it, while Swahili is yeah. Now, yeah, that is the pronoun. Swahili will actually have its prefix as a. Now, you remember the prefix of the first one was me. The prefix of the second person pronoun was u, referring to the pronoun. Now, in the third person pronoun, its prefix for he or she or ye is a, and its plural is wa. So it's a, wa. Like the first one was me, and the plural was tu, and the second one was u, and the plural was The third one is a, and its plural is wa.
Wow. Okay.
Now that's the third person pronoun. Now, all we'll always do, we'll just now put the pronoun where it's supposed to be and retain the sentence as it is. Which means retain the. Remember, we've said in this sentence, you're only interfering with the pronoun sector. You're not interfering with the tenses, neither are we interfering with the verb itself. Is that what you've said?
It's the beginning, yeah.
Yeah. So we put I in every beginning. The first one will be alisoma. Are you seeing the kitabu? The third chart says alisoma kitabu. And we retain the same sentences. Now in the second part, now leave the plural part of it. Let's get the second person present tense will be the same are, and the tense for perfect is may. Remember?
Okay.
The tense for present perfect is may, so it's amesoma. The same kitabu. And the third amesoma. Let me correct the word. Yeah. In the present tense will be anasoma. Remember?
Yeah.
Na is the present, and na is also present continuous, which still will be anasoma for present continuous. Now, in the future tense will be ta, so it will be atasoma.
Yeah.
Are we together there?
Yeah.
Now, when you go to plural, we'll always replace where there's a with a W. Wa.
Walisoma.
Yes, so the right word will be walisoma. The next one will be
Wame.
Yeah, wamesoma. And the third one will be
Brother Glenroy?
Glenn.
Sorry, what are you asking for?
The plural the last word atasoma.
Wanasoma kitoba.
No, atasoma, the last one. Future.
Last one. Wata.
Yes,
soma.
what? Yeah, watasoma. Kitabu. I told you you are reading. Yeah, you must read with your eye and the and the mouth together. Yeah.
No, yeah, I thought too. Yeah.
Yes, kitabu. So watasoma. That is how simple it is. So is alisoma. The right word will be walisoma. Amesoma, wamesoma. Anasoma, wanasoma. Atasoma, watasoma.
Yep.
Are we still there?
Yep.
Now, what I was telling you is that English. Now look at the English translation. Of course, the Swahili part you finished. Look at the English translation. In the singular, they have used the word he or she to always refer to are. You see, the word are is always been mixed up with he or she in English. So English try to clearly explain the gender. It can be either a he gender or a she gender. But Swahili doesn't factor that. Swahili just say alisoma is a general word. So if you're referring to a male that read the book, you don't need to go to say the gender. Just say alisoma kitabu. So basically, when you'll be pointing at that, because you remember this are is always standing for a pronoun that was somewhere. This pronoun was either there was a name that started, for example, Valerie read the book. Now, if English knew very well it is Valerie, now English would say she read the book. Now remove the word Valerie and replace the she. She now become the prefix to represent the name Valerie here. Are we together? Now, in Swahili, whether it was Valerie or it was John, Swahili will still say alisoma. So Swahili will not struggle to put the gender in it by she or he. Because Swahili doesn't have a she or he as a gender word in Swahili. There's nothing like that. Swahili.
But when they say kaka and dada, or that's just the identification of a male or female. But she or he, there's no.
Kaka and dada, as you have said, it means brother and sister.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's identification.
See, that is different with how English takes its father to say he or she. Because even English have the word brother and sister.
Right.
But English still goes extra mile to bring the he or she. You see, brother
Okay.
is kaka. In fact,
Uh-huh.
the brother should be ndugu.
Ndugu.
Dada should be the sister. Kaka is a word using to generalize both of them.
Right. Okay.
So kaka is both ndugu and dada. Together they are called kaka.
Oh, okay.
But you see now English has a way to put a he or she, which basically still mean brother or sister. Or basically still mean a female or a male. You see? So that is what Swahili lacks. That's why Swahili will only use the word alisoma. So Swahili will not go extra mile to say, if you ask alisoma, nani alisoma, you will ask who read. The Swahili will either give you the name Valerie or Gleroy. Or when you go extra mile to ask which gender, was he a male or a female that read the book, then English will say she read the book, which automatically gives you the gender. So Swahili never had a classification of gender as a word for gender, but rather names that refer to a male or a female, but not a he or she in the Swahili text. That's why Swahili having alisoma without a he or she.
Wow.
But Swahili has word for a male, which is mwanaume, ama mvulana. Mvulana is a boy. While male is mwanaume is a man. There's a difference between a boy and a man based on the ages. So one is a grown-up, one is a young person. So a boy is mvulana. A male in Kiswahili is mwanaume. But now going to specify a gender that this gender is she. Because when you can say mwanamke wa kike ama kiume, it means a male person or a female person. So this she or he is not there in Swahili as a word of he or a she. That's why now you see English will be struggling to always try to give you the he struck she in every word, he struck she in every word, he struck she in every word. But Swahili will still remain the word alisoma, which means he or she as in English read the book, alisoma. Then they will be wali, they, walisoma. You see now how the word they come here. For example, look at the word they. You see now when they have not struggled to explain these days are female or male. So they haven't said they, she, or they, he, or he's, or her, or she's. They've used the word they without now going to an next amount of starting now to define whether those days are a she or a he. That's why Swahili doesn't take it in this side. Swahili just move it to walisoma, which is they, and alisoma, which is him or her. Swahili generalize that they're saying ali, alisoma. Because this word comes from the word ye. Is that correct? Any
The
question?
third person with the they sounds more like the English version.
Yes.
The they.
Yeah, the they is wali. Wali,
Yeah,
them,
yeah. And I'm
them.
saying it sounds more like how English is spoken,
Yes,
or
it
more
starts
than one.
correctly like it sounds correctly like that.
Mhm.
But you see, what English become more of futile in this case is why should English struggle to explain a he or she gender here, then generalize that those gender might be one. It doesn't now go extra mile to explain the gender of those people.
Yeah, but unlike the rest where it was exactly the same in the singular and plural, at least this one has the they.
Yeah, especially in the second person pronoun, English was failing because the word English was using for singular and plural was you all over. It's you in singular, you in plural. But you see, in the first person, it was I and we. Third person is either she and they.
Let me have a look. Oh, yeah.
I
But the
and we.
second was the same. Yep.
It's you. Then the third person is now defining either she or he with they.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's basically
Okay, thank you.
our lesson for today. Any question?
Wonderful.
We'll still move along with this. I mean, our next class, because we are getting deeper to both combining the tenses and so many other things. So Here is the positive affirmation. So we'll be moving to negative affirmation. Remember when you are saying that you didn't do the work or you didn't do the thing.
Oh yeah.
Sikusoma, sisomi, si. So we'll also look at the si in the sentence as the same way we look at the ni in the sentence. So we look at the first part of the positive action, like the reading was done. Now we want to look in the next class. We are negating the same sentence where the reading was not done.
Okay.
So I read the book. I didn't read the book. That's why we'll be taking the next class. Now, is there any other question? If there's no any other question, we can stop the recording.
Fine, thank you.
Okay, welcome.
Santi.